Professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Good morning, Las Vegas. What's going on? Hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah, too. So all sorts of great holiday action for everybody over the weekend as well in the world of pro wrestling. As we get ready to head into 2025, I can't believe it's already here. What a year it has been in the world of pro wrestling. And we're going to be talking about that in hour number 2. Bracing ourselves for what should be a fantastic year in this incredible industry. But we have, I got to tell you, we have a brand new organization here in Las Vegas. And I swear to God, will probably be setting a record for the most guests I've ever had on a show in 1 hour coming up. The guys from Top Rope Entertainment are all here. Literally, they're all here. And we're going to get to talk to everybody that is joining us here with D'Lo Brown, Arkell, and so many others. It's going to be a blast. And we're going to bring a few of them in right now because we're going to be talking about, well, turning Las Vegas into the pro wrestling capital of the planet. I think that's a pretty good way to put it up there for you. So we're going to bring in first, he is the CEO of Top Rope Entertainment, Arkell. Is on board with us. Ash, how are you this morning? Ash, you might want to.
I'm doing great, Mark. How are you?
I'm conscious. I'm very happy to talk to you.
I've even got the purple light on in the background in your honor.
Oh, I appreciate that. That's awfully kind of you, sir, to say the least. You're an amazing human being. Thank you. And also coming on with us here to help start things off is the COO of Top Rope Entertainment. He is Bryan Edwards. This guy has done work for CBS, Spike, Destination America. He has been all over the entertainment industry, and he's going to be helping this out. Bryan, good morning.
Good morning, Mark. Thank you guys for having us on the show. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And also coming on with us this segment is going to be the Chief Content Officer of Top Rope Entertainment. He is Jordan Hyde. He's done work for HBO, Netflix, Showtime, ESPN, NFL Films, A&E, WWE. You might remember that great Hidden Treasures show, where our good friend AJ Francis tried to rip everybody off. Let's bring Jordan Hyde in. Jordan, how are you today?
Morning, Mark. Yep, that's exactly what happened.
It is. I was giving AJ flack about that a little while ago on Twitter that I said, I love you to death, but I will never take your first or second offer.
That was a lot of fun. We had a blast doing that show.
Oh, I could imagine that show must have been just a walk down memory lane every time you did an episode.
It was that's pretty much what happened. Every time we would find a new space and we would go to a different collector's house or warehouse building, whatever it was. And every time, not just myself, but everybody on the crew, we would walk in and completely shell-shocked of what we were about to witness or see, or items and belts and outfits and every posters, all this stuff. It was wild every time. And every single day we were done, we would go back to a hotel and then we would watch those matches again that we were there looking for and having a good time. It was hands down probably one of my favorite projects I've ever done.
That's pretty cool. Of course, you made Charles Robinson cry, but that's okay.
He deserved it.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to talk about that a little later. But Ash, let's get to Top Rope Entertainment. So this is a brand new concept here in Las Vegas to present pro wrestling in a much different way than it has been done in the entire industry. Tell us a little bit about your inspiration behind this and what you're generally planning to do.
Well, inspiration came from 15 years working behind the scenes in pro wrestling. I actually used to work for Bryan Edwards. Bryan was the guy that brought me over to the States and gave me my shot. So thanks for that, B. But the inspiration came from working in numerous independent promotions and the life that it's hard to breathe into professional wrestling and to turn a profit. Other than WWE and Micro Wrestling Federation with Jack Darrell, who will be brought in later, wrestling's really not thriving that well. But there's a huge fan base for professional wrestling, massive, especially here in Las Vegas. So I was trying to find a way to sustain professional wrestling and give it some oomph, a new breath of life, and breathe it into the Las Vegas sports and entertainment scene. The way that I figured out to do that was here we have Cirque du Soleil shows. We have the Bachelor and Bachelorettes that come into town that want to see things like micro wrestling, that want to see things like Cirque du Soleil. Maybe if we added a wrestling element into it, and then e-gaming at the Luxor, there's lots of e-gaming that's going on. Maybe do a version of arcade wrestling. But Top Rope is an umbrella in a syndication to a lot of concepts that exist out there, and then bringing it to Las Vegas, as well as a new professional wrestling company in New Gen Pro Wrestling that won't focus on scripted storylines, but more on reality-based drama, the feuds that we want to see. So at a wedding, Bryan's wedding, I got together with Jordan and we started throwing some ideas around for a new promotion. We came up with some other concepts, and then when coming back to Las Vegas, I saw multiple venues that weren't being utilized. One downtown at the Notoriety and the Fight Dome at the Rio. During my dealings in pro wrestling, I've met numerous people, and everybody that is in my Top Rope Entertainment team is that person that was always working for somebody else and making something else come to life and wasn't able to get their views or opinions or ideas across. So I said, join me and let's make this come to reality. And in that, we started off with Notoriety, expecting to get a letter of intent. It moved on from there, and we ended up getting the letter of intent from the Rio, then from Triller TV, and then from everybody that we wanted to come on board. It's just been yes, 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 to quote Daniel Bryan. And it's everything's come into place, and we're ready to pull the trigger. It's inevitable that the pro wrestling and entertainment are synonymous with multiple cities: Los Angeles, Houston, New York. But when you come to Las Vegas, there is none. There are local promotions, but there's nothing in a residency or in a massive capacity. And only WWE, TNA, and AEW come to Vegas, leaving, I think, 48 weeks out of the year untapped, with over 100,000 wrestling fans and 40 million plus people coming here. And I don't care what anybody says, everybody's a closet pro wrestling fan. So 94.4% of the market wide open. Me, Jordan, and Bryan stuck our heads together, and I'm going to let them talk. But I'm the kid in this, but I was the one that grabbed the bull by the horns and ran it. And thanks to the guys and everybody jumping in and helping my delusions become a reality, have made me look like a crazy genius. But yeah.
Well,
go
ahead, Bryan.
I was going to say, I'll jump in there. I definitely want to just back it up. It's profound in its simplicity. When Ash called me up one night, it was like, Bryan, in the entertainment capital of the world, there is no permanent sports entertainment presence. Like, it's just so simple but profound. It was like, you got, and I had to stop and think about it. Record scratch moment. No, there isn't. Yeah, shows come through. WWE, AEW, TNA, all these, they come through, and there's indie, but there is a permanent presence of sports entertainment, professional wrestling in the entertainment capital of the world. How is that possible? Let's be the guys that bring that in. I mean, it was so simple, but profound in its simplicity. So, yeah, we started talking, we got into it, and then, as Ash said, the Triller TV. So now we have TV distribution. The Rio, yes. Now we want to work. All the elements started coming together. Everything started making sense, and We also are sort of, getting the blessing from the powers that be in Vegas, because if you think about it, 5 years ago, you didn't have an NFL team, you didn't have a soccer team, the NBA wasn't. I really like that Vegas, the mayor, the city council, the chamber of commerce are trying to get away from just being a gambling and sort of they're getting a sports hub as well. So now you're looking at a city that's known for entertainment, but now is becoming a sports hub. Professional wrestling, like it's got to be in it, like and the opportunities in my years of working at Spike TV with Impact Wrestling and everything in the day. It was amazing how many athletes and celebrities are wrestling fans, the pro wrestling fans, and oh man, I grew up watching so and so, or I did this, and can I be on your show? It's not us. It wasn't us going to them and being like, hey, can we get you? It was them coming to us and be like, I'd love to be on the show. I'd love to meet so and so. So I think with all of these teams and the NFL, the NBA, and everybody coming to Vegas and being in Vegas, there's also the opportunity to cross promote. Top Pro, it is an untapped market, and it just makes sense to have sports entertainment in the entertainment capital of the world that's now a sports hub as well.
Yeah, we're very much not a competitor. We aimed for Las Vegas to be a hub for everybody, and Top Rope being a collaborative effort. If
Absolutely.
people really help use the Fight Dome, they can use the Fight Dome. We're also looking at building the largest wrestling facility on the planet. Nearly 40 to 50,000 square feet on Rainbow and Post. And that's going to house so many different opportunities, production school, pro wrestling. And we would be very much interested in working with WWE ID.
Yeah, that's our ethos. It's the pro wrestling world has been competitive. Like, for me to succeed, you have to fail. That's been the mindset for too long. Top Rope, we are collaborative. You're coming in, great. We've got the Fight Dome. We have a presence down on Fremont Street. We have this performance center. We don't want to be competitive. Our ethos is to be collaborative. And that's, I think, a big game changer in the world of professional wrestling. So,
and Jordan, what did you see in this project? Because you've worked with so many different companies too, including WWE. So what fascinated you with getting involved with Top Rope Entertainment?
My idea behind everything when I saw it, talked to Ash, Bryan, was that we needed to do something different visually. That's not just the same thing over and over, right? Because you turn on the TV, we watch Monday Night Raw, we watch Friday Night SmackDown. They're great. They're wonderfully done. You've got Dynamite in there as well. When you're watching these different shows, it is what it is, right? And what we're trying to do visually is bring just different concepts, right? Bringing different cinematic looks, using different camera angles, using different cameras, being creative in the directive cuts of how the show will visually look to someone who's watching on Triller. And then also just different things that might flash up on the big LED screens for the audience when they're there. And then also adding a lot of different things outside of that, as far as mini docs on the micros, on them coming from Tennessee, and then now having a second hub out in Las Vegas, and a whole series of that happening, and that transition from there to there, and what does it look like and what's going on. And then with New Gen, all of the New Gen guys coming up, and what's their story, and who's this guy, who's that guy, who's this girl, who's that girl, what are they doing, what is it about them that we can look at, and then tell that in a very creative cinematic style that people will want to watch, instead of it just being the typical like, ho hum, all right, here I'm on my phone, this is what it is, this is my story, blah blah blah, okay, cool, now we're out. But just something visually different that's enticing, that you don't see every day.
There's also that series there of us making this, of us doing this, doing the inevitable, but the impossible at the same time. An umbrella company in professional wrestling bringing it to Las Vegas. Us building this is a series within itself as well.
It does sound like a monstrous undertaking, Ash. It really does.
Trust me, I'm not going to get into my trials and tribulations of this, but yeah, I sat down for so long, and to Jordan's earaches and Bryan's temperament, they have dealt with me on the phone multiple times like a nagging child. But the amount of times I would preach to them about someone needs to do this, to which they gave me the line of, are you going to whine about it, or are you going to do something about it? And I said, well, only if you help me. And they said, we'll help you if it gets you to shut up.
With love. Well, that was said with love, but yeah.
Yeah. And Bryan, what convinced you to get involved with this?
Well, as Ash mentioned, I have a background in professional wrestling. I spent the better part of a decade traveling the world and all over the U.S. doing wrestling, and then had hired Ash actually to do, when we were going over and doing our UK runs every year on Spike with Impact, was hired Ash, and this kid was hustling, and I saw him working, and I respected the work ethic. And so when he came over to the States, I actually moved out to LA and started getting into TV and film out in LA, and had gotten away from professional wrestling. But Ash and I always stayed friends and stayed in contact. And so when he called me, and Jordan and I, we were all talking, and like I said, I got married. Shout out to my beautiful wife, got married earlier this year. And at the wedding, when we were all meeting, and he really started being like, we could be the guys to bring professional wrestling to Vegas. I know it makes sense. I've been in that world. The possibility of building something that truly could be like a legacy. What did you do with your life? Hey, we were the guys that brought professional wrestling to Las Vegas. Like that's a legacy moment there. And so that was very exciting. And then the team that Ash started putting together, between D'Lo and Sin and myself and Ash and everybody, you're looking at the better part of a century of professional wrestling experience. So we've got a great team. All the elements that need to come into place have been coming into place. And, and Vegas is interesting in that it's, in other cities, you have to go find people that are looking to go to show. Vegas, everyone that's walking around is come to that city with money in their pocket to be entertained, and they want to see shows. They want spectacle and performance. So Vegas is a unique town in that aspect, and so it's very exciting to step back in the world of professional wrestling in the entertainment capital of the world and build something that has legacy and lasting power. I'm really excited about that, Mark.
All right. We're going to step back and take a break, guys. And we've got plenty more of the Top Rope Entertainment team here as well, along with Jordan Hyde, Bryan Edwards, and Ash Arkell. D'Lo Brown, John Paul Brady is here, and Jack Darrell. This is going to be, wow, an unbelievable group of people putting this thing together. So we're going to take a break, and we come back a lot more on the Mark Hoke Show. Plus, don't forget hour number 2. It's going to be our good friends Phil Stamper, Stu Myrick joining us, as we'll be taking a look back on World's End and the year in pro wrestling. And what a year it was. Unbelievable. Stick around, everybody. We got a lot more coming up on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Stick around.
Oh, today we're talking to Jan from Toyota, all about Toyotathon. So, Jan, got any red Tacomas?
Yeah, we have a great selection of vehicles, including Tacomas.
After my big job, I'm taking the missus down to Florida.
Did you say Florida? Can the elves and I go too?
Dealer inventory may vary. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 6th. See your participating Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Visit your Southern Nevada Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Hey there, I'm Healthy Hank, your health hero, here to give you little habits for healthy travels. Picture this, you're loading up to hit the road for a day trip with the fam, and you've got a sneezy situation on your hand. A simple act like covering your cough
coming from
to your
the
elbow
fact that
or
we're
a
Hoking
tissue
here?
can make a world of difference.
I mean, because I turned my speaker off.
Inside you, do us all a favor and stay home. Together, we
That's
can
wild.
ensure a safe and healthy journey
That's
for
that.
everyone.
Yep.
This
Let me
message is
move.
sponsored by a CDC grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown, and he throws an awesome block so his teammate can score instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. Everyone knows the most exciting part of football is the score. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. Place a first touchdown scorer wager today. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Nevada only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. MGMResorts.com/GameSense.
They say no two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app with over 16 million subscriptions sold? Well, we thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. She's an artist and absolutely a visual learner. She's doing a deep dive into our Babbel wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Malcolm is very much a type A, say it to my face type of learner. So he checks with Babbel's speech recognition to make sure that accent?
It's almost 10:30.
Keith is sweet. He's a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto. Estamos prontos.
Wherever you are, however you learn, Babbel is the best choice to break any language barrier. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
101.5 FM KDAWN.
This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, let's bring this back. Segment number 2 of the Mark Hoke Show. Here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas is the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. The multiverse. I just like to say the multiverse. That's just how it is. You know, I'm the best. At least I like to think so sometimes. Ash Arkell is laughing at me right now. He knows that's I'm just being silly. But we have our part of the team here from Top Rope Entertainment, who's going to be bringing one of the most unique pro wrestling experiences into Las Vegas and having pro wrestling take over this city. And we've also got Bryan Edwards and Jordan Hyde as well along for the ride. Plus, we've got a whole bunch of more guys coming on too to talk about this incredible project that they are putting together. And, you know, Ash, just to give everybody a little bit of an idea of what they can expect. I mean, there's some new comments and some different perspectives coming in, you know, with guys like John Brady, who are going to be doing things like, you know, that Cirque du Soleil experience and so on. Tell us a little bit about the concept itself and what people will be expecting to see.
Okay, so as far as John Brady goes, John Brady is insane as far as the work that he's done. He's done a $2 billion project for KDAWN in China. He's done multiple Cirque du Soleil shows. He's done Broadway, Five Currents, Ringling. He's currently doing Disney and Marvel. And you name it, he's done it in the Cirque and acrobatic world. He was even in the Commonwealth Games for Great Britain. I met him when he was putting a concept together for trying to bring a Cirque wrestling show together. Well, we happen in town to have Sin Bodhi, aka formerly known as Kazani. And I said, look, if you're going to do a show, to marriage Cirque du Soleil and pro wrestling is going to be very difficult. The way to do that is, what happens to wrestlers when they no longer wrestle? Most go back to their former professions. Sin was actually from the carnival. So the idea around building Sin's show, without giving too much away, is Sin had that one match in WWE as Kazani, and then for some reason, which we'll let him explain at a later date, went into the Abyss. Well, this show will be Sin at the carnival. You will not be going to a Cirque du Soleil show. You will be going to the Fight Dome to be in a carnival. And Sin is the ringmaster working the carnival. Fans will be brought up in different segments to participate in games. And there's interactions and cameos with very famous superstars. I'm going to let John talk more about the Kazani show because that's his element. But John's worked with Jennifer Lopez. He's currently doing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show. He has done, I think, Disney on Ice, Broadway, you name it, he's done it. But to have John on board with the Imagination crew under Top Rope to bring this Kazani show to life is incredible. And then, of course, the other elements that we can expect, like Jordan said, is New Gen Pro Wrestling. D'Lo is the president of that. I worked very closely with D'Lo and scouting talent for Gut Check. Me and Jordan are putting a concept together where, like he said, very cinematic, but real life. Like, we're taking the beef on Twitter and putting it in the ring. And we're going to really find out. It's New Gen Pro Wrestling, but we're going to find out if these guys can follow an old school mentality and really bring some real drama into professional wrestling and more go behind the scenes. When we watch Total Divas, when we watch Total Bellas, when we watch the backstage WWE documentaries, the 24s, all the biographies, this is what seems to be gravitating more people towards professional wrestling. Bryan Edwards, when he would shoot backstage segments, the old Impact cross the line footage of where there was the interviews between the cracks in the doors, instead of it being up close and underneath the wrestlers in the locker room, like where we know this is scripted, Bryan would shoot through the doors as if we were getting a sneak peek fly on the wall footage of pro wrestling. We're actually just going to let the backstage be the backstage. The promos are going to be the promos, and the reality is going to be the reality of the situation. We're bringing an element of realism into professional wrestling and utilizing social media influence within Las Vegas because this city's littered with them. And then, of course, micro wrestling. I'm going to let Jack talk about micro wrestling because nobody says what micro wrestling is better than Jack Darrell, and that's the reason why we applaud him before he went off when his name was mentioned, is because this guy is doing sold out crowds 3 times a night in 3 different locations across Texas, the Southern Belt, Mason-Dixie line in Florida, Atlanta, you name it, Tennessee, Pigeon Forge. These micros are selling out on a daily basis. Jack will send us the attendance in his crowds. It's ludicrous. It's ridiculous, the size of the crowds that he's drawing, and we're really, really grateful that Jack came on board because he had a lot of offers from people and multiple different networks, as well as the fact that he did Discovery. Discovery did a season 1 of Big Little Brawlers. There's talks with this being season 2 with us filming our own mini docu-series, but what fans can expect is a multi-immersive interactive experience in 2 locations in Las Vegas. Downtown at the Notoriety, marketing shows, which will be free, multiple of those throughout the year from the different promotions that we're doing on Fremont Street Experience, and at the Fight Dome at the Rio that will be rebranded Top Rope Theater.
My God, that is, Jordan, that's a lot, man. That is a lot. But it's exciting. I mean, what a challenge for you guys to set all this up.
It's there's whole, my brain just spins constantly of text from Ash and Bryan of, hey, what if we do this? What if we do this? Oh, how about this instead of this? And it's a constant, just the documents are scratch off, write in, scratch off, write in. Nope, undo that scratch, put that back. We liked that. There's the amount of production that we can do with this and the amount of content, which, because now in the world that we live in, content is king, right? But we want to do better content than just the regular stuff. And I know people enjoy that, and there's a place for it all, right? But when you've been doing this for, decades plus, like myself and Bryan and Ash and D'Lo and Jack and John, we want it to be better than just, someone off the street just filming with their phone, right? We have the experience, we have the ability, so let's make it beautiful, if you will. If there's a way of saying that.
Yeah. And Bryan, this plays into the culture of Las Vegas. And the Vegas Chamber is going to be getting involved. You guys are going to be all over the place here pretty soon. Now, how do you plan to really tie this all together and integrate it into the Las Vegas entertainment scene and stand out to get people coming in here?
Great question. Thank you, Mark. For the fan that's listening and is like still trying to understand what Top Rope is, we are the full menu for, like, if you're a casual wrestling fan, we've got that show for you. If you're a hardcore wrestling fan, we've got New Gen for you. If you're coming into Vegas and you haven't watched wrestling and you're like, oh, let's see, you go to Kazari. I mean, whatever level of wrestling fan you are, we have that show for you. And like Ash said, we have 2 different locations. You want the Strip in Vegas, we have that. We've got Fremont Street, we've got that. We have something to offer everyone at any level of fandom of the professional wrestling world. And with that, and with Triller TV, that's worldwide distribution. So now we're Vegas based, but we're out to the world, live from Vegas, but you can watch that in India or Europe or South America or wherever. So the opportunities are really global for us. And then of course, again, as we were mentioning earlier with teams, 5 years ago, Vegas didn't have, an NFL team and an NBA team, the soccer team, like all these leagues are coming into Vegas. We're going to cross promote with all of them. Again, collaboration, not competition. Top Rope wants to collaborate. And with the Chamber of Commerce and the mayor and the city council and all the people with powers that be in Vegas, promoting a sports environment, it's all coming together. It all works. And if you're a wrestling fan, you want to come to Vegas and you want to experience what Top Rope has to offer.
Yeah. And Ash, before we go to break, people can get involved with you guys too, right?
Yeah, so we're currently in talks with UNLV. Joey, quickly, what was the university? Yeah, I think it's USC. All the fact that Hollywood's coming into town, Jordan and Bryan, we're doing programs with production schools. So if people are looking for extra credit in college and want to tap in with us, when we're doing production work and stuff, that will be available coming June. We're in talks with investors at the moment. Obviously, Dreamscape companies are we've got the letter of intent from them. We've got Oakview Group building the bridge and the new NBA arena in the parking lot that should be done in the next 3 to 5 years. So all the foot traffic going to the Rio, there's going to be multiple opportunities for people to get involved as far as working with us in a production capacity, wrestlers with the production performance center and the facilities there. Sorry, you said we're going to break, so I'm trying to rush and get through this. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunity coming with Top Rope Entertainment. And if people are interested in any capacity, whether it's Slam Network, merchandising, things like that, there's always going to be opportunities for us as it's a new venture. So yeah, my email's underneath my name. If somebody wants to get in touch, shoot me an email.
And Mark, I have to go catch a flight. Thank you for having us on the show. Happy New Year to you, and I appreciate you having us. We're very excited about it. Thank you for highlighting Top Rope.
Oh, you're welcome. Pleasure to get to meet you.
Yeah.
And we will be at the Vegas Chamber on January 16th. We'll have a booth there. WWE is going to be there. Nick Khan's doing a speech and announcement, preview mania of what's coming to Vegas in 2025. The fact that Joe Green and the Vegas Chamber have allowed us in without being an established, business and product as of yet. The fact that we're coming to town, we're there. So, everybody's on board for Top Rope.
Sounds great. Well, we've got more guys that are going to be coming on the show here. I want to thank Jordan and Bryan and Ash. I'm assuming you're going to be sticking around, but Jack Darrell from the Micros, John Paul Brady, and D'Lo Brown are going to be coming up on the show. So stick around, everybody. We've got a whole lot more on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. We'll be right back.
Have at it, boys.
Yay.
Personal injury law has been the same for a long time. Big egos, greed, and sleazy schemes. Big and loud doesn't always mean right. And the conventional mold doesn't define success. Goodbye, false quick buck promises. We've had enough. Welcome to Sam and Ash, the new standard for personal injury law, where things are done the right way, with integrity, experience, and authenticity. We're champions for the underdog. Life happens, and when you need help, you deserve a team without hidden agendas. A team that delivers real support and results. When you have both, your whole world can change. So if you've been hurt in a crash, call Sam and Ash, 702-303-0333. Sam and Ash, because you deserve what's right.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at tryethos.com. That's tryethos.com.
They say no two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app with over 16 million subscriptions sold? Well, we thought of you. All of you. Take Sierra. She's an artist and absolutely a visual learner. She's doing a deep dive into our Babbel wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Malcolm is very much a type A, say it to my face type of learner. So he checks with Babbel's speech recognition to make sure that accent.
Sur le point.
Keith is sweet. He's be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto. Estamos prontos.
Wherever you are, however you learn, Babbel is the best choice to break any language barrier. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
101.5 FM KDAWN.
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
And welcome back to the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. It is the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. And we are just having a blast here with the team from Top Rope Entertainment, who, well, they're going to take over Vegas with pro wrestling. That's the bottom line, because Mark Hoke said so. I got that in, Ash. How about that? That's it. Yeah, this thumbs up. All right, fair enough. Well, we welcome to the show three more guys on this team. One who will be the president of New Gen Pro Wrestling, and you know this man very well. He is D-Lo Brown. What's up, D-Lo?
What's going on, Mark? How you doing, man? Thank you for having us on the show and giving us an opportunity to talk about this incredible project we're all embarking on.
Absolutely. Very happy to have you joining us. And also the guy who's going to be handling a lot of the production behind this massive project. And boy, he has done it all. I mean, Olympic Productions, Cirque du Soleil. He is going to be acting as the artistic director, John Paul Brady, on the show. Welcome.
Thank you for the introduction. Excited to talk.
All right. And also joining us is the owner of the Micro Wrestling Federation. Boy, talk about a diverse group here. And man, I got to get to some of these shows. I can't wait till I get back to Vegas. I've got to go down and check them out some more. Jack Darrell is on. Jack, how are you?
I'm not sure. Can you hear me? I can't. I can't. Yeah, I'm not seeing the video part of it.
Oh, I got you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
we
here,
got you.
man. Really appreciate it and really excited to go to Vegas.
Well, Jack, how did you get pulled into this thing? Because you've been pretty successful with the micro wrestlers. So what drew you to this Top Rope Entertainment?
Ash gave me a call one day, said that he binge watched our reality show. It was called Big Little Brawlers. It aired on the Discovery Network January 9th. We had 6 episodes. He said he binge watched it all, and he told me about this plan that he had going on in Vegas. And he was like, you guys got to be part of this. And we jumped on board, man. We were already discussing with Discovery a westward expansion, anyway. And then coincidentally, he messaged me and I was like, oh man, this sounds like something that could work for us. We're headquartered in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and it's great over there and whatnot, but we haven't been to the West Coast since before COVID. So this would definitely work for us.
And John Paul, you're going to be in charge of a lot of production of this. And we've, in the previous segments, we were talking about all these different aspects of what Top Rope Entertainment is going to be bringing here. And your expertise is going to be absolutely paramount to making this work.
Yeah, well, actually, I came into Vegas 20 years ago. I came for a production called Le Rev. I got involved in many Cirque du Soleil shows and then made the natural progression into designing shows, directing shows around the world. What being in Las Vegas has showed me is the changing trends and the fact that the audiences were originally, they came to watch a show. So they watched the Cirque du Soleil spectacle. And then in the last few years, they want to be involved, be like immersed in the show, like the Spiegel World kind of shows that we have here. But what we're seeing now is people want to be involved. So we're not just talking about being in the circus. It's being involved in the circus. It's being involved in the carnival, the games that are involved. And the blue collar worker that was used to sitting back and supporting wrestling now wants a front row seat. And we're trying to do that with this production, bringing in Sin Bodhi to give people a touching distance, to be involved in all of the entertainment. And that's the progression that everything's going in.
Now, D'Lo, as someone who has been in the industry a long time, and you've seen so many things come and go in pro wrestling since you've been involved in it, what made you decide that you wanted to be a part of Top Rope Entertainment and convinced you, I want to be the president of New Gen, and I want to, be a major player in this thing? Because, everybody tells stories and talks big, but a lot of people don't come through. This group is ready to roll, and you're in it.
Yeah, literally it comes down to 2 key points. One, Las Vegas is always go back home, but it was a chance to bring something to Las Vegas that pro wrestling could be their own and have a home base here, and then bring a unique concept, more reality based, and then to marry the beauty of what is wrestling, the glitz, the glamour, the larger than life characters and moments with a city that is the exact same thing, the larger than life city that Las Vegas is. And secondly, without pulling any strings, it was Ash. Ash is the figurehead behind this. I go back 10, 12 years with Ash, and I remember him being this kid who was running around full of ideas that were all over the place. And then throughout time, over the last 10 years, we would keep in touch, and Ash would call me and say, hey, I've got this idea. And I go, okay, that's not quite right, or that's good, but we need more. And then about a few months ago, Ash called me, goes, I've got this concept. And we sat down over Korean barbecue, one of our favorite things. We sat down over it and went through the concept. And for someone who's been around wrestling for 30 years, I was blown away by the simplicity of the idea, yet the complexity of what we were going to try to accomplish, to bring to Vegas, to bring something brand new. and present it in a new format that I think would inspire the fans and give them a different way of looking at wrestling. And it was literally something, an offer, an opportunity I could not walk away from. I could not turn it down. I had to be part of it because I think it's going to be something that when your career is over, that footnote at the bottom is you are part of this expansion in this city and bring something special and new. And I couldn't turn down the opportunity. And then I get to work with some of the great guys out there, John and Jack and Sin, and creating wrestling in a new way for the city and for the world. I couldn't walk away from that opportunity.
Yeah, it was multifaceted. It was a multifaceted pitch to D'Lo, because usually I get a lot of no's from D'Lo, and I was very surprised. I mean, I was driving home when I got the yes. He was like, check your email, because I'd given him a contract, and I was like, you sign it or you don't sign it. And he signed it and sent it to my business partner, and my business partner nudged me while I was driving. He was like, D'Lo signed. And I was like, thank God, because he just cleaned me out of my wallet for Korean barbecue. And then the other big selling point was D'Lo gets to work from home. It cuts his travel time down. And I get to work with one of my best friends. So I was really happy about that, because I used to work with him in the past when we'd scout talent overseas. And he put a lot of faith in me back then. We worked on Hogan's last match in Nottingham, which D'Lo produced. And he always put a lot of faith in me, but he'd always, edit me. And like he said, over 12 years, I have given him so many ideas, and most of them go down like Messerschmitt planes, and they never saw it. But this time he got really excited, and it got me excited. The fact that I get to work with D'Lo and John and Jack, I'm over the moon.
Well, and Jack, to bring micros into this and to get to work with a guy like John Paul Brady, who's done Cirque du Soleil, and a great pro like D'Lo Brown. We've got about 2.5 minutes left for everybody here. So, but what is that going to be like for you to get to combine all this incredible knowledge and passion to add to your product?
Oh, it'd be great for me, because I'm only one man. My show is I'm basically my operation, dude. I'm a one-man operation, and I need guys that are smarter than me in the wrestling business or the entertainment business around me to help bring my show to another level. I do all the booking on my own. I booked 427 shows last year in 2023. I'm going to say this year for 2024, we're well over that, because I have 3 full-time groups right now. And then, me being this, the smartest guy or the only hardest working guy in the room, man, is not working for me anymore. And if I want to grow, I need bigger and better minds in my corner. And I think the product that I have, once these guys really meet these guys and then see them and, get to become, in the micro family with us, there's sky's the limit for us. And especially like Ash, man, that guy's, I've only met him a few times, we talk, but I just know he's a hustler. He's a hard worker. I mean, I know he's put everything into this, and just to be able to see someone that hustles as hard as I do, and to be able to work with guys like that in this business will be great for us and the growth of us, to go even further than we already are.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how all this is going to turn out. We do have to get to the top of the hour. Did you guys want to stick around for a little bit so we can wrap this up properly and do it right?
A little bit more. Sure, why not?
A little bit more. So we got our good buddy Phil Stamper on getting ready to come in here too. He's the president of wrestling, a guy you guys should meet, by the way, because he is incredible. And I think he'd add something to what you're doing too. Just saying. There's my plug for the mighty Phil Stamper. Even though he does get on my nerves every once in a while, he's all right. Stick around, everybody. We've got a whole lot more coming up on the Mark Hoke Show. More with the Top Rope Entertainment guys. Phil Stamper, Stu Myrick joining us on the Mark Hoke Show. Man, what a great time this is so far, and we've still got 60 minutes of it. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back for hour 2 coming up. Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show, and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join the Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
Hi, it's Sherry, owner of Life Source Water. A Life Source whole house water system ensures that clean, delicious, and refreshing water flows from every tap and faucet in your home. Our healthy water makes your hair shine and your skin glow. And now is the best time to get your Life Source. For a limited time, we pay your sales tax. Save up to $1,000 on a new system. Call 800-WATER-99 for your no-tax deal, or visit lifesourcewater.com. That's 800-WATER-99. Sale ends December 31st.
Warranty limitations apply.
This holiday season, save an extra $2,024 on our already low-priced, top-quality used RVs with no payments for 90 days on approved credit. At Almonte RV in Las Vegas, we offer unbeatable deals on 2023 and 2024 models with flexible financing, trade-in options, and our exclusive Road Bear certified inspection process. Our experts will help you find the perfect RV at the perfect price. Explore top brands like Coachman, Winnebago, Gulfstream, and Forest River. Call today or visit AlmonteRVsales.com to claim your savings and drive your RV home today. Hurry, these limited-time holiday deals won't last long.
For 30 years, the LGBTQ Center of Nevada has been a safe and welcoming place to celebrate and serve the entire community. The center advocates for the empowerment and safety of everyone. It provides wellness services for better mental, physical, and holistic health. And the center connects people to the community. Learn more at thecenterlv.org. This message is sponsored by a grant through the Sands Corporation, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode. So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Rolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text POWER to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text POWER to 321-321. That's POWER to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
KMXB HD3 Henderson, K268CS Las Vegas. Always live on the free Odyssey app. 1015 FM KDAWN.
Devastating plane crash in South Korea. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. A South Korean passenger plane caught fire after skidding off the runway at the Muwon International Airport and then crashed into a concrete barrier this morning. The landing gear apparently failed to deploy, leading to the disaster. There were 181 people on board that plane, all but 2 of them died. It's one of South Korea's deadliest aviation accidents ever. The plane was traveling from Bangkok to a town about 180 miles south of Seoul. Video captured the 15-year-old Boeing 737 speeding down the runway with its landing gear still retracted before crashing and exploding. House Speaker Mike Johnson's bid to keep control of the House speakership may be in danger, as some House Democrats have pledged not to support him. Fox's Madeline Rivera has that from the Capitol.
House Speaker Mike Johnson survived an ouster bid in May. He made it with the help of Democrats who voted to save him. This time, Democrats say they won't be doing that again. That puts Johnson in a tight spot. The next Congress will begin with 219 House Republicans and 215 House Democrats. Johnson needs 218 votes to keep his job. One Congressman, Republican Thomas Massey, has said he won't be supporting Johnson. That means another defection could sink Johnson's prospects. Other congressmen, Andy Harris, Scott Perry, Troy Nehls, and Tim Burchett, for instance, are also on the fence.
The House is scheduled to elect its speaker on Friday. President Biden privately regrets dropping out of the 2024 presidential race. That's according to the Washington Post, reporting he's feeling he could have beaten President-elect Trump if he'd not been pressured by his party to drop out. In conversations with aides, Biden has reportedly expressed that staying in the race could have led to his second term. His decision to withdraw came after poor poll numbers and a shaky debate performance in June. His decision paved the way for Vice President Kamala Harris, who lost to Trump in November. Some Democrats believe Biden's late exit contributed to the loss. Americans listening to Fox News.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts. Will Kane had you covered this election.
Brett Baer joins us now. Former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy joining us on the Will Kane Show. Tommy Lahren joins us now.
It's the new must-listen podcast in America.
I think Sanity, I'm hoping, is going to win today. What they did was the biggest miscarriage of democracy, I think, in my lifetime.
I see a victory for Donald Trump. I see a victory for America.
The Will Kane Show. Listen and watch now at willkaneshow.com.
You never hear me call myself a journalist. I'm not. I'm not a journalist. And a talk show host has opinions, and I do have an opinion. I'm an opinion journalist. I don't hide and say I'm objective. I'm not.
Sean Hannity, weekdays at noon on 101.5 KDAWN.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action. And bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
And welcome back to the Mark Hoke Show, hour number 2 here on KDAWN, 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook. So you can track us down there. Facebook and YouTube is the Mark Hoke Show, and X at Mark Hoke Show. We are going to be wrapping up our discussion here with the team from Top Rope Entertainment. We've got Ash Arkell, John Paul Brady, Jack Darrell from the Micros Wrestling, and D'Lo Brown joining us right now. And boy, I'll tell you, Ash, what a gang that you have assembled.
They're my Avengers.
Do I get to be like Ant-Man or something? Or
you're more like Charles Xavier.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. That's not bad. I mean, you could have said a lot worse things than that. So, God bless you, sir. But John Paul Brady, of course, has done so much in production with places like Cirque du Soleil, the Olympics, and so on. And John, what's going to be the big challenge for you on this? How do you change pro wrestling from a production and artistic standpoint?
Coming into this, it's one of the great things with this is to kind of cross marry two different worlds. So I'd like to bring in lighting designers, designers from our Cirque du Soleil world into the wrestling world. And when I spoke to these guys, these designers I've mentioned about the wrestling, they have all said what an incredible idea! Like what a great way of bringing something. It's almost like the final frontier of entertainment that needs to be coming into town. With the products that I work with, obviously I'm used to taking people from sport and putting them into a theatrical setting, and that's what wrestling is taking elements of things that exist in Olympic wrestling and put them into a theatrical setting. So everything, like everybody that I've spoke to is a secret wrestling fan, by the way, even though these top directors and designers. I was recently working on a Disney Marvel show with the Marvel, like Spidey and his amazing friends. And I was mentioning that I was talking to Jack Darrell, D'Lo Brown, and the stage manager immediately walked up to me, went, D'Lo Brown. And he started to do the D'Lo strut. And when I mentioned Jack Darrell, the cast were mentioning about, oh, we watch Big Little Brawlers. We watch all of these wrestling elements of it. So totally excited to be involved and be a part of this.
Yeah, and Jack, I know you've got to be thrilled to death too, and taking your organization to a new level here and bringing it to Las Vegas. That's got to be so exciting.
Did we freeze?
No, you're good. We got you.
You there, Jack? We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Well,
I'll talk forward, Jack.
Okay.
It's insane. Micro Wrestling Federation. If nobody's seen it or heard about it before, you got to check it out. Jack's doing over 500 shows. Jack, if you can hear me, you can jump in at any time. But yeah, he's doing like over 500 shows a year. They might as well have the biggest rake on the planet because the amount of cash they're raking in. But a lot of people are really addicted to the micros, and it's not just a sideshow. They are phenomenal athletes. It is on par with the WWE stuff. And Jack was talking to me about bringing storylines and getting his own pay-per-views and starting to do Micro Wrestling Federation on a whole new level. And with Pigeon Forge, being a major tourist attraction, being the home of Dolly World, it's an amazing fit for Micro Wrestling Federation to be here, especially at the Fight Dome. John's got engineers on tap right now designing multiple elements of the Fight Dome for what it used to be before. What was it before, John? It was
a show that came into town 22 years ago called De La Guardia, and it was an acrobatic show from Argentina. So the building is built to sustain that kind of elements of production. And we have our scenic designer happened to be the general manager that was there for the build. So we've checked that facility out. It's an unused and untapped facility at the moment that is perfect for what we want.
Yeah, we're even putting bleachers up on the balconies. And Micro Wrestling and Kizani are going to be the main shows there. New Gen will be doing pay-per-views there, and other pro wrestling companies, promotions will be doing pay-per-views there. But the Fight Dome, or now Top Rope Theatre, will be the home of Micro Wrestling Federation and the Kizani show and Future Imagination shows. But yeah, Jack, if you've got anything that you want to add from the micro aspect and what you're doing and how people can check you out.
Yeah, I totally buy into their whole vision about no wrestling in Vegas. Is I bought into that right from the beginning, and I just think that Vegas for us would be a great fit. I got into Pigeon Forge because there was like 10 to 14 million visitors a year that go there, and we're doing well. But Vegas is double or triple that, I guess, around 40 million, and we have a huge following and a fan base from the West Coast, which we never get over to. So I think a westward expansion for us would be great. And all the wrestlers are excited because every one of them know who D'Lo Brown is. You know what I mean? So it's really cool for us to see a whole nother avenue open up where at some point I always think, what can I do to top what I'm already doing? And moving to Vegas would totally skyrocket us. So I'm really looking forward to it and can't wait for it to happen.
Yeah, John's been the one with me in the trenches.
And Jack, where can everybody look you up and see what's going on with you, by the way?
So our website is microwrestling.com. Not only do we our website, you can we have our own app. It's on every app store. Micro Wrestling is our app. You can get it on Google or Android. We just started promoting our own. We created a bunch of mini series for a bunch of the micros. So two of our most popular ones are Pinky and Psycho. So we created 5 episodes that are 5 minutes long. It's called The Psychos. We kind of modeled it after a family. What was the one with Christina Applegate and Married with Children? And then so every Wednesday we release that. We just started a new one that we released on Christmas called Micro Jackson After Dark. Micro Jackson is one of our characters who does like a Michael Jackson impersonation. And So he has his own series. And then we just started. We have a bunch of we filmed 2 days in our building that we're going to start releasing the matches in their entirety on our app as well. So and then we're getting into the premium content stuff. So, social media following is huge. You know what I mean? We have 1.7 million followers on TikTok. We have about 700,000 followers on Instagram. I think we have 205 or 10,000 subscribers on YouTube and probably around 400,000 on Facebook. So, we're hovering right around that 3 million range of followers, and we put out new content every single day. I've got a full-time videographer that's out there. He bounces between all 3 groups. And you guys know as well as I do, is putting out new stuff, really helps. So just the whole Vegas thing, man, I just went through the hurricanes in Florida, so I lost everything I owned. I'm bouncing around from house to house until my house gets fixed. And man, I would have already moved to Vegas already, man, if we were a couple more, if we were a little further ahead into this. So I'm ready to go.
There is a micro mansion in the works out here for the TV series. And you got to see some of the reels out there, guys. Like some of these reels are racking up 162 million views. Jack's social media game is absolutely crazy.
By the way, I got to ask Jack something.
Yeah.
You're doing mini series?
Yeah, we're doing our own. Yes.
I had to do it. I had to do it.
And it's great too, because one of the guys, so I hired this year, I hired a pro wrestling trainer, and I hired a full-time video guy, and his name is Jason Serino, and he was actually the one. He filmed a sizzle reel for us in 2018, and I shopped it relentlessly, and I was so close on a couple deals. We were even close on A&E, but then they went with WWE, and then Discovery picked us up, and Jason, he handles all of our social media, and he was the one who got us to the Discovery Network. So kudos to him, and we're just ready. We're just every year something bigger and better happens for my company in the last 8 years. It's just from 2016 to today. Each and every year has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. We're selling more tickets and gaining more fans. And I just know with this westward expansion, it would just probably put us into the stratosphere. So everyone over here is excited. They're all fighting over who's going to Vegas right now. I didn't know if anybody wanted to uproot and move to Vegas, and I got about 10 or 12 of them right now that they're all fighting to go. So it's going to be tough for me to decide how we're going to, because we're going to keep the 4 shows going. I got 35 little people working for the company right now. And once I got 5 or 6 more that I can hire tomorrow, but I just don't have anywhere to put them right now, So the Vegas thing is going to be huge for us, and we're all excited, and we're ready to move.
Well, and D'Lo, but to kind of put the cherry on the sundae here, this Top Rope Entertainment project, there's going to be a lot that's going to go into it. It's going to take a lot of effort, investments and so on to kind of finish this job off. But man, I'll tell you what, with the team that is all around with this, it can't miss.
Yeah, and you're right. It's going to take some strong investors and people who share the same vision. But the thing that is going to make this project work is the group of people that we've assembled here from all walks of life of wrestling and entertainment, and to merge our family together to create this special, it's interesting and special thing we want to put out to the world. And I think once we all come together, and I'll say, Jack, you and all the micros, you're welcome to Vegas. Come on out. We'll welcome you with open arms. Once we get everybody out here, we are going to turn up the volume of what professional wrestling and entertainment stands for. And it's all going to start right here in beautiful Las Vegas.
Sounds great. Ash, last words, buddy.
Last words. John and I are going through the trenches. Like I said, we're setting up a booth at Vegas Chamber. Vegas is 94.4% of the market wide open. 250,000 wrestling fans in and out of Vegas every year, with 100,000 of them living here as residents in Las Vegas. WWE is coming with WrestleMania. We're launching the week of WrestleMania. For the investors that are out there, we're talking to people in Saudi Arabia, we're talking to people in China, we're talking to people in Japan, we're talking to people in America. What we're really looking for, as much as we're appreciating the offers and the ideas and energy given to us from other people, we would love an investor that is homegrown from Las Vegas, because nobody's going to understand what this city is. Everybody has a perception of Las Vegas until you live here. There is more culture in Vegas than I've seen anywhere else in the world. It's not just the Strip, but the Strip is lacking something. If you go onto toprope.vegas, that's toprope.vegas, and click on the bottom where it says click here, you will see our scissor reel. And there are fans upon fans that are crying out for their own product. Yes, WWE comes here. Yes, WWE has the potential to move here. But like Reality of Wrestling in Houston, like House of Glory in New York City, like New Japan Strong in California, Las Vegas needs its own homegrown residency and pro wrestling show. And that's what D'Lo's emphasizing. That's where John's going to come in and put all his razzmatazz. And that's where the micros are going to come in and run rampant all over Vegas. Like Bryan said earlier, we have a plethora, a menu, a multifaceted entertainment company to fulfill your needs. If you're downtown, go see Micro on Micro Mondays. Go check out New Gen Pro Wrestling on Tuesday Night Takedowns, Tacos and Tuesday, sponsored by Vito's Tacos. Go see Freak Show Wrestling by Sin Bodhi. Then go down to the Fight Dome and check us out. We've got Micro Wrestling from Wednesdays and Thursdays. Then we've got Kazani for the weekend. We're doing exclusive pay-per-views at the Fight Dome, aka Top Row Theater. And we are doing 5 pay-per-views marketed downtown on downtown Fremont, downtown Las Vegas Event Center. There is going to be free pay-per-view shows put out on Triller TV. This is an advertiser's dream. This is Las Vegas reimagined, the sports and entertainment capital of the world. We've had the Raiders, we've had the Knights, we've had the Aces, we've got the Las Vegas Lights. Now we are going to get NBA and we're going to get pro wrestling. Finally.
There you go. Well, guys, thank you for coming on the Mark Hoke Show and letting everybody know what's going on. Jack Darrell, Ash Arkell, John Paul Brady, and D'Lo Brown. Really appreciate the time, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
No, we thank you, Mark. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having us.
You got it. Oh, there you go, guys. That is that's one hell of a big project right there. Top Rope Entertainment. I got to get Phil Stamper and Stu Myrick on, who have been waiting patiently. Thank you, guys. Welcome to the show.
What's up?
And we got to unmute Phil. He's
Sorry,
there.
that was my fault.
Hey,
you have us follow up after D'Lo Brown. I mean, come on.
Really?
What do I, that's the way the show works sometimes, man. We get the best. But yeah, you guys were listening to it. I'm sorry?
Are we the best?
Yeah, you are in my heart.
Okay.
And Merry Christmas.
That's what counts. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
And real
Happy
quick.
Hanukkah.
Yeah. There's all sorts of happy out there, and happy drunkmas to anybody that just wants to get hammered tonight. Anyway, but guys, you heard some of what we were talking about with Top Rope Entertainment, and man, this is going to be a great project. I can't wait till they get rolling.
I mean, it sounds exciting. I mean, with so many people involved and so many good people involved. That's the main thing. And I like, the decision that they're making to go with smart investing decisions, involving good, strong, stable financial partners. That's so needed to have a successful wrestling company.
Yeah, it's so needed. Very rarely do you see it in independent wrestling. And I wish them all the best. I hope they can get it off the ground. And another strong independent promotion just means another place for wrestlers to go and ply their craft and get a paycheck.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Phil's tempted to move out. I know Stu's really tied down, but the president of wrestling is drooling over there.
I like Vegas, but I can't leave the beautiful ATX.
I can understand that. It's fair.
Money. Just pay me money.
That
sounds like that at the end of the day.
Yeah, if there's a paycheck, we'll talk. But
get the whole team out here, man. Let's do it. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I got to get a break in because we've been running behind the entire show, going through with everybody. But make sure you check that out. Top Rope Entertainment, unbelievable team from super production guys and experienced in what they're doing. It's going to be terrific. When we come back, my team of terrific guys is going to talk a little bit of what happened last night, the craziness that's been going on at these WWE house shows on the holiday tour, and some thoughts about wrapping 2024 up ahead in 2025. Stick around, everybody. Phil Stamper, Stu Myrick, and I'm Mark Hoke on the Mark Hoke Show. We'll be right back.
Looking for high-quality custom screen printing in Las Vegas? Look no further than Off Grid Creations. Need a few custom t-shirts for a local event, band merchandise, or family reunion? We've got you covered. Large order of uniforms for your staff, sports team, or club? We can handle that too. Our experienced team will work closely with you throughout the entire process from design consultation to final product. Call us at 661-300-1115. That's 661-300-1115, or visit our website at off-gridcreations.com. Get a free consultation today.
The speed, the thrill, the action. NASCAR takes over Las Vegas March 14th through 16th for the Pennzoil 400 race weekend at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Get ready for non-stop action as NASCAR's biggest stars battle for victory. Whether you're in the stands or camping trackside, feel the adrenaline like never before. Tickets at lvms.com or call 800-644-4444. Are you ready to go all in? This is NASCAR. This is Vegas. This is the Pennzoil 400 March 14th through 16th.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown, and he throws an awesome block so his teammate can score instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. Everyone knows the most exciting part of football is the score. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. Place a first touchdown scorer wager today. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Nevada only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. MGMResorts.com/GameSense.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to HIMSS.com/joy. That's HIMSS.com/joy for your free online visit.
1015 FM KDAWN.
This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, more pro wrestling fun. Let's do it. The Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 1015 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. We appreciate you listening on 1015, the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Unbelievable amount of shows on there, including all of our shows here on KDAWN. And I know Sports Guys Talking Wrestling for Stu Myrick is also on the Odyssey app, so you can check that out. I don't know if Phil Stamper's on there. They might not want him.
Bro.
No, we love having
today.
you on the Odyssey app. We do.
Mm-hmm.
You're amazing. Mm-hmm. By the way, that notice that you put up, and I'm blanking who you wrote that about them being insane and needing help and a step away.
Yes.
Primo stuff. Primo. I was dying laughing when I read that, Phil. Great. And
that was about Matthew Palmer at this place, Wrestling Revolver. So go follow them. Go follow at PW Revolver. Find out what's happening and why I had to suspend Matthew Palmer.
You had to suspend Matthew Palmer?
He did.
Indefinitely.
Wow. I mean, I've worked with Matthew Palmer for a long time. He wrestled a lot in Inspire here in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he lives in the Dallas area with his wife, the current and forever Ring of Honor Women's World Champion Athena. But yeah, Matthew Palmer's been despicable at times.
At times, like all the time.
Well, okay, I was trying to be nice,
Well, Phil accused him of needing mental help. He's going to lock him away or something. There
Needs mental help. That's not an accusation.
That's not exactly breaking news.
Oh Lord, that's great. Well, oh my God. Well, guys, we had a pay-per-view last night. Oh, and by the way, let me hit the chat box before we get into that. I got to say a scoop to my friend Bryan. Scoop, the greatest photographer in pro wrestling. Coach Rosie saying hi and saying good morning. So we got to say hi to Coach Rosie. Jesse Hyde's still stuck on Shane McMahon. We'll maybe talk about that later on. Last night's World's End, guys. No title changes. Okada holds on to his Continental Championship. Adam Copeland's back. Kenny Omega's back. What did you guys think of the card last night? It was pretty fun, I thought. I mean, it's a lot of good wrestling. Nothing too egregious in terms of problems. Phil, what were your thoughts on World's End?
I mean, overall, I thought it did pretty well for them. I didn't walk away with any kind of negative, bad feelings about anything. I think it presented well. I think their audience did well. I think the venue served them. And so I think it all came together. I think it all came together really nicely.
Stu, what you think?
Oh, all right. So yeah, it was, we know AEW could put on some banger matches. The Okada and Ospreay, that was just, masterclass. But you're right. You had no title changes whatsoever. Oh, and all the title defenses were by heels, which look,
that's crazy,
I get it.
Isn't it?
AEW, they don't book, strict face versus heel. The fans don't go that way, but you can't have, couldn't have Chris Statlander take that TBS title from Mercedes. And I only say that because I am over Mercedes Moné.
Wow.
I'm done. I mean, it is, look, she works hard. I get it. And, she's got star power, I suppose, but it's not what we saw of her when she was Sasha Banks in WWE. It's my opinion. It was, I don't even know if it advanced any storylines. I'm glad the MJF and Adam Cole thing is over, because that was a convoluted storyline to begin with. And yes, I know you gotta pivot because of injuries, and I get that, but that thing was doomed from the get-go. So I hope that's it. That's the end of that. Hopefully they can go in separate directions. Like I said, the matches themselves were fine. It was just kind of like you had no baby faces winning. Yeah, FTR and Adam Copeland show up at the end. But other than that, you didn't have much for the fans to cheer for. Yes, the fans cheered, but what are they cheering for? Moxley's still the champion. Death Riders are still doing their thing. It's kind of like you can't give them something. I don't know. I would grade it a B-.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, it was a lot of heel victories yesterday, no question about that. So we run it down. The rookie Toni Storm on the kickoff show won. Glad to see she's progressing quickly in her first year of pro wrestling. Very proud of her. I think she's got a future.
Grossing on television.
Yeah. Very, very amazing. Jeff Jarrett got a nice, fun win against QT Marshall. Top Flight and the Outrunners. That one was on the pre-show too. Then you get to the main card, we got Ospreay and Okada in the final of the Continental Classic, and Okada won that match. Mariah May beat Thunder Rosa. MJF beat Adam Cole, even though we still don't know who the heel and the face is in that whole thing. I don't. I think MJF is right. I think MJF and Kevin Owens should make a tag team at this point. the guys that are right. That would be perfect.
Other than the fact they work for different companies, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I look, man, that you can make a society. Phil, bring them together. That's on you, man.
See what I can do.
See what you can do. Takeshita beats Powerhouse Hobbs, so we got a heel win there. Mercedes beats Crest Statlander. Yeah, it got and Moxley wins too. Yeah, it was a healing night.
I saw a comparison. It may have been Wrestling Observer. I'll credit them. It felt a little like Vince McMahon booking in 2010, where he was all heat. And that's what the main card was. Yeah, the pre-show was fine. By the way, I wonder what Jeff Jarrett's announcement is going to be on Dynamite on Wednesday night. I hope it's not what we think it is. I hope they pivot, because I like Jeff. I've known Jeff for many years. He's a fantastic talent and a great guy. But it was all heat. There was, again, like I said, there was nothing for the fans to cheer for. Now the fans cheered. I get it. And again, I mentioned AEW fans they don't necessarily go hardcore face or heel, but still the storytelling, it's like, okay, well, why, if you're not going to give me anything to cheer for, why am I watching?
Is it a case of maybe they're trying to just build a crescendo where the good guys are finally going to win, and maybe it's just taken too long, or what's your feel on that, Phil?
I'm I'm hoping it is building to something. See, I'm not necessarily thinking all the faces need to win, but because you sent everybody home happy. There's a lot of things that happen. MJF wins, but the Adam Cole and his buddies beat MJF down. Dean Moxley. John Moxley wins.
That was good. Good job.
Is he taking on John Ambrose?
Right, there you go. Here comes rated FTR. So there are moments that they built to that still led to a satisfying conclusion. Because I'm in the same areas too, though I think it went well for them. I also give the pay-per-view. I gave it a B. I was being generous. I gave it a solid B. But my brain is now going, are they now starting to go, let's build, so this isn't the penultimate, this isn't the ultimate show, this isn't the finale, we're building then to something else more in the future? Because that, I think, was part of what was missing, to Stu's point, that there was a lot of, we don't care if it's face, we don't care if it's heel, we don't care if it's face, we just want a match that is great, that sells out everything, that everyone goes, ooh, ah, ooh, and that's it. And it's like, well, that's great, but then what's next? And they were doing, I don't think they were always doing the best job at what is next. And so I'm hoping that now they are preparing and planning for what is next. And especially when you get to All In July, that you really have driven home this really big interest in why to watch. The biggest thing that told me, AEW, you're doing a great job, is look how they filled that space that they had last night.
Yeah.
Because everybody will take the advantage of taking the photo with look at their empty rows. Oh my God, they're failing. And it's like, no, they packed the house. They did super well. The audience reacted to most things. I will say there were some moments that they didn't, but I feel like they're driving in a good direction. They're not there yet, but they're driving it.
And keep in mind with the crowd too. They played in a smaller venue, than WWE did, but WWE had a house show about 15 minutes down the road from them too.
Mm-hmm.
So, for them to get that sold out, it's progress. It's progress. But
and hopefully that's going to be what they just played Hammerstein Ballroom. They playing the Addition Financial Arena in Orlando, where Central Florida plays.
Right.
Maybe that's the trend. Now, yes, they got All In coming up at Globe Life Field, the home of the Texas Rangers. And to Phil's point, yes, they're building something, but man, that's 7 months.
That's a long time.
In this day and age, if it was 1983, perfect. Now, man, that's a long time to build something. Whether it's maybe
it's what WWE does every year for Mania, though.
Well, but
there's moments in between. And to your point too, I do agree. There needs to be a sprinkle here, a sprinkle there. Like that way you get to the whole path in July, that you have this moment in 3 months, this moment in 2 months, and little things that happen in between. Because WWE on the other side of that spectrum, when they do those plans of like, oh, we know what's happening at Mania, but we need Cody to do something for the next 5 months. Okay, here's his feud with whoever. So that way we just build for whenever he's going to face The Rock at Mania. Like, if that's what's going to happen.
Let's not get that.
I want to talk about that today too.
Or John Cena at this point, because who knows? And so that happens all the time in wrestling, and as fans, we're not supposed to really see it. Oh no, look, Cody's all over here now. He's not focused on this. He's focused over here. And can he battle everything because everyone's coming at him? You know, I get the story. But AEW hasn't shown us that yet. So it's sort of like, yes, they were doing these really short pieces of things. Okay, now they need a little bit longer breadth of storytelling to build to a bigger moment. But yes, keeping in all the little moments too without oversaturating and burning out their crowd. And so that's why I'm like, drive it for 7 months. I want to see this great build for 7 months. But great build doesn't mean one story note that happens for 7 months. It means here these little moments that build up. It's a roller coaster that goes up until July.
Yeah, and they've got the big Grand Slam show coming up in Australia, which they backed down on the size of the venue, but they're still going to be on Australia in February. Then they're going to be out here in LA for Revolution on March 9th. But then right now there's nothing in between there and All In. So it's going to be it'll be interesting to see how they build this up with these next two pay-per-views to get ready for All In. But your guys are right. That is, that's a big enough gap between Revolution and All In. That's 4 months. It's a long time.
Yeah, they'll have Forbidden Door. They'll have, of course, Double or Nothing. They'll do, what's their June pay-per-view?
They have here's
I guess
here's
it's
the
Forbidden
schedule.
Door.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at the 2025 schedule. There may be something in between. Right now they have venues listed with Revolution and then All In. So Forbidden Door is after All In. So
that's right. They moved it. Yes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But I think maybe part of this too is maybe they were holding off a little bit because they're getting ready to go to Max. So they want to do some great things, and didn't want to give the farm away here at this pay-per-view when you've got this transition over to Max where you really want to draw some eyeballs. So maybe that's part of the rationale.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's kind of like with what WWE's trying to do with Raw when they moved to Netflix. I get that. So yeah, let's see what happens Wednesday night. See if they give us something to follow between now and Revolution, which, by the way, we were talking about, maybe running some smaller venues, but then they come out and say Revolution's going to be at crypto.com arena in LA where the Lakers play. Not exactly a small arena. So I don't know if maybe they decided they're just going to get whatever venue they can, and if they have to get a big one, they'll get a big one, I guess.
Yeah, they've drawn pretty well in LA for the most part. So
true.
I think they'll be all right. I'm looking forward to getting down there. I was down there for Full Gear when they had it, and pretty packed house for that one. So this should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see where they go, and with the whole roster healthy, just got to tweak some things up, and we'll be all right, I think. So, but we're going to take our other break and come back and talk a little bit about what's going on in WWE, these house shows and all these crazy bookings, and nobody being able to decide what they're going to do at WrestleMania. But I do have to remind everybody that if you need any type of embroidery, products, promotional items, look, my good friends at Off Grid Creations have got you covered. Check them out at off-gridcreations.com and give them my good friend Mike a call, and call him now. Just wake him up. He's probably sleeping. So, he'll want to make some money. 661-300-1115, 661-300-1115, 661-300-1115. It's off-gridcreations.com. He made that sign back there, made my shirts and all sorts of terrific stuff. So please check him out, and he will do a free brand consultation for you today from start to finish. So once again, it's offgridcreations.com. Back with more with Stu Myrick, Phil Stamper, and little lovable old me, Mark Hoke, on the Mark Hoke Show. Stick around, everybody. We've got more of the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment when we come back.
Raider Nation, your chance to win a $2,500 game day experience is closer than you think. Make a qualifying purchase at any participating Terribles and use your app at the register for your chance to win our ultimate Raiders game day giveaway. Each week, one lucky customer will win a hotel stay, $1,500 shopping spree, game tickets to a Raiders home game, and more! Score! Every day is game day, exclusively at Terribles. Visit Terribles.com for game details.
Hi, it's Sherry, owner of Life Source Water. Our clients love the fact that a Life Source whole house water system delivers clean and delicious water from every tap and faucet with no regular maintenance. And now is the best time to get your Life Source. We will pay your sales tax. Save up to $1,000 on your new system. Call 800-WATER-99 to secure your no tax deal or visit lifesourcewater.com. That's 800-WATER-99. Sale ends December 31st.
Warranty limitations apply.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8 year old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensate for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at tryethos.com. That's tryethos.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text POWER to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text POWER to 321-321. That's POWER to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
1015 FM KDAWN.
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
One more time for everybody out there in Las Vegas and around the world listening to us on KDAWN 1015 FM, the Talk of Las Vegas, and joining us on our live stream. Happy to have you with us. I am even more happy to have Stu Myrick and Phil Stamper along with me, because they are just two amazing dudes. They really are.
Hey, Mark, can I
Yeah.
take if I could take a moment, acknowledge the passing of former NWA World Heavyweight Champion Jack Stane, Godzilla Jack Stane.
Yes.
Passed away on Christmas Day after complications from a heart attack he suffered in late November. Jax was a dear friend of mine. When I first started Sports Guys Talking Wrestling in January 2016, he and Ray Rowe, now Eric of the War Raiders, were starting a promotion here in the Austin area called Pro Wrestling Texas. And they invited me out, and I came out and had a great time, and ended up doing audio-only commentary for them for the 6 months they ran, but got to know Jax, and he was a wonderful, wonderful human being. Of course, as I said, held the World Heavyweight Championship for over a year, and so my thoughts with his wife Evalinda, his family and friends, and everybody in the NWA at this time of sorrow.
Yeah, terrible passing there. So we'll all miss you, Jackson. God bless the family. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Stu. I appreciate that. All right, WWE, the holiday tour is wrapped up, I believe. I think they're done. They may have one more show, but that tour, the social media stuff that has come out on that thing, some pretty wild stuff, some touching stuff. We had CM Punk coming out in a shower cap and a towel to help Damian Priest.
Thought he was like channeling Val Venus.
Yeah, it was not pleasant, but well, maybe it was for AJ Lee. But we also had I fell through me off there.
You broke me there for a second there.
Yeah, we had the kids of Brody Lee and Bray Wyatt coming out to the ring with some of the superstars, doing some yeeting with Jey Uso. We had Rhea Ripley getting hardcore down with Bianca and Jade, and the Kevin Owens craziness with Cody Rhodes and getting that Winged Eagle belt back for Cody. Just some pretty wild stuff happening on that tour. What'd you guys think of what you saw from it? It just looked like a lot of fun.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what I was going. I think, when you saw the social media attack of Kevin on Cody, that it sort of opened up this little door to let's plant more seeds through our social media content that people can watch. Well, you can do that when you have a house show and you have your part of your roster there. And yes, they do have 2 more events. They have 2 more events tonight. So one is in Miami and one is in Chicago. So they are continuing their tour for then Raw tomorrow night in Houston.
Yep.
So they'll be in Houston, and while they're in Houston for Raw, they'll also have a live show in Detroit at the same time.
Wow.
So they are trucking through the holidays. Typically, this is the best part of the year financially for them, because families buy tickets to go take their kids to for Christmas gifts, and hey, look, we have this. So they do really well. They sell out. They get a lot of bonuses at this time of year. So good for them. Because they were in Baltimore last night, as well as Orlando last night.
Yeah, crazy stuff. And yeah, I think and you can tell just how much they're enjoying doing these house shows, because we get like Stu and I, when we were growing up, we'd almost never see footage from house shows. I mean, it was almost impossible to get that stuff, and now we get to see these things, and just how different that house show style and what they do out there is from what's on TV. That because they don't have to worry about hard cams, they don't have to worry about getting everything right in TV cues, and they can just cut it loose, and it's really enjoyable to see.
It really is. And that's, again, back in the day, the house shows were primarily used to kind of test stuff that they were going to do on TV. Now, of course, it carries through. And that's what, this holiday tour, it's all about having fun. It's we had SmackDown, and it's going to be Cody versus Kevin at Royal Rumble in a ladder match, apparently, and they're going to have the titles hanging above the ring. So, but yeah, I mean, that's, CM Punk coming down in a towel and a shower cap to help thwart the bad guys. It's fun stuff like that. And, the bonuses that you get for buying a ticket to get to that arena, before, of course, Raw tomorrow night down in Houston, the home of the Rockets at the Toyota Center. Their final Raw on USA Network before they transfer to Netflix. So we'll see what they got in store. But it's fun stuff. So did you see, by the way, Omos wasn't there? He's in Japan.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah,
he's going to be on Pro Wrestling Noah's big show going after the tag titles.
Good luck anybody getting in the ring with that guy. God, I wouldn't want to mess with him.
But
he seems like a great person.
It goes for a knee, and it works every time. Wait a minute.
So in other words, Phil, you'll just be standing there and bite his kneecap standing straight up, right?
Yeah, there you go, basically.
Omos and Jack Morris challenging for the GHC Tag Team Championships against Takashi Shigura and Naomichi Marufuji. So
say that again.
Marufuji, he's kind of Noah's version of Tanahashi. So that's going to be a fun match for sure.
Speaking of fun matches, what's going to happen at WrestleMania, guys? I mean, this is starting to get ridiculous now that we keep hearing another report that now John Cena challenging Cody Rhodes, that they're talking about that.
That's
we
a mistake.
Can't figure this out.
I think
it's nuts.
Yeah, I think that is a huge mistake. If hopefully that's just word on the street. I don't know if he actually said something like on his social media. I want Cody. I don't know if he did something like to that level. I really hope he didn't, because that would be dumb. I really hope, I'm trying to look at it right now. I could see Cena versus Gunter.
Yes.
Cena comes in. He's number 30, maybe number 29 at the Royal Rumble. He wins. Yay, John Cena. Last time goes on to face Gunter at WrestleMania. You can do USA John Cena versus the I hate to do the stereotypical 80s, but hey, it's Gunter from Germany. And maybe win or lose, out goes John Cena. I still think there is going to be some shenanigans with Rock and Cody, whether it's Rock and Cody directly, whether it's Rock versus Roman on night one to then whoever wins that faces off for the championship the next night, and maybe the other match is Cody versus Kevin. I was gonna say Kevin Steen versus Kevin Owens, and whoever wins that, that way it's oh look, it's winner faces winner on night 2 of Mania.
Well, but the only problem is, okay, where are you going to get Cody versus Kevin at Rumble?
Okay,
and oh, by the way, who's to say Kevin doesn't win?
Yeah.
I mean, this is
he's not, but okay. I don't buy it.
Can I throw the nightmare scenario out real quick? There's 2 belts up there. You got the Winged Eagle belt and you got the Universal belt. What if one of them each walks away with one of those belts?
Well, that's what they got right now. I guess
that would change it. That would change it.
Well, Cody's got the Winged Eagle belt back. He took it at one of the house shows. So, they're putting both belts up there.
But then SmackDown, Kevin had it.
Yeah, I'm losing it. This whole thing. Thing.
It's and I could see if that happens. Yes, then maybe get Cody Kevin at Mania one of the nights.
Get Randy in there. I still want the triple threat with Randy. That's the match I want. Randy Orton.
Not a bad idea.
If they split it, then it'll be Randy Owens. Oh my God.
Let's just change up.
I'm done. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
How about Roman Rollins?
Yeah.
Roman Rollins.
I have been doing that since yesterday.
Wow. What a show.
What just happened to my brain? It's going to be Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Then separately, then I don't know what you get. I still think you're going to get Rock Roman because that's what they wanted before. And then night 2 will be Rock Cody. However they get there, I think that's how they're going.
We got 3.5 months till Mania,
right?
Almost 4 months. So, it could change another 4,000 times between now and then.
It could. And all I know is I'm going to be here. I hope you guys get to come out too, and we can all spend some time together at WrestleMania weekend, because it's going to be absolutely sensational. We'll get more into review in 2024 because we carried over the Top Rope Entertainment guys into this second hour. But Phil, Stu, thank you for everything for 2024. You guys are amazing. 2 of the best in the business. There's no question about it. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're awesome.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Happy New Year, y'all.
Yep. So that's it for this edition of the Mark Hoke Show. We'll be back next week in next year. Gotta get that cheesy little thing in there. So everybody be safe the next couple of days. Don't do anything stupid. Just, call an Uber, do what you got to do. But let's see you on January 1st. We have Phil Stamper is at Trust and Phil. Stu Myrick at Stu Myrick, STEWMYRICK, and Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. Check that show out. I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Mark Hoke Show. Have a great day, Las Vegas. Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
Personal injury